Good morning, students. Last session we discussed what are the limitations of measuring the national income, and today we are going to discussing the remaining part of the second lesson. Almost now we are going to complete the second lesson. Now we are going to discussing the national income and social accounting. The national income and social accounting is divided into 5 different sectors. One is household, second one is firms, third one is government, fourth one is rest of the world, that means export and imports of the country, and the fifth one is capital sector. Now we are going to discussing one by one in detail. Now we are going to discussing the social account sector. Under this getting, the first point is firms. The firms means the firms undertake the productive activities. Thus, they are all organizing which employ the factors of production like land, labor, capital and organization to produce goods and services. Without firms, we cannot be able to produce any commodity for our day-to-day life. And the second one is household. The households are consuming the products and represent all the factors of production like land, labor, capital and organization who receive the payment for their services like a coolie, salary, wages, like this services rendered by them to the firms. The household consume the goods and services that are produced by the BAM. So thus firms makes payment to households for their services, and the households spend money incomes they received on the goods and services produced by the firms or industries. This is the circular flow of income. For example, household and firm. The household, they are producing the factors of production to the firm like a land, labor, capital and organization. The households, they are producing land, labor, capital and organization to the firm. And the firm, they are producing goods and services. Goods and services. And goods and services to the household, and the firm household, they are getting the wages, coolie, salary from the firm. So this is known as the circular flow of money between the two groups, that is household and firms. And next we will move to the government sector. The government sector refers to the economic transaction of public bodies, all levels, even central government, state government and local government. It is known as the hierarchy system of government followed by followed in India. For example, central government, state government and local government. So this three system is known as the hierarchy system. So it refers to the economic transaction of public bodies at all levels, at all three levels, central, state and local. So in their work concerning the social accounting, for example, if a person that purchases the goods and services from the firm, these purchases may be financed through the taxation. So the government, they are collecting the tax from the firms or industries, and the same tax will spend to the government for improving their standard of living. The government is also provide the social goods like a defense, public health, education, etc. This means the satisfying the collective wants of the society. However, the public enterprises like a post office and railway and separated from the government sector, it is known as the firms. And next we will move to the rest of the world. Rest of the world means export and import. The rest of the world relates to the international economic transaction between the country. The exports or trade, it divided into two. One is multilateral trade and bilateral trade. Bilateral trade means trade between only two countries. For example, the trade between India and the USA. The multilateral trade between the particular country, they are trade with different countries. It is known as the types of trade. So here it is relates to the international economic transaction between the countries. It contains income from export and import transaction and external loan transaction. Sometimes the government they are getting the financial help from World Trade Organization to improve their export and import activities. And allies overseas are the cooperation between or mutual understanding between the investment of particular country. And next we will move to the capital sector. The capital sector refers to saving and investment activities. So what do you mean by savings? Savings is equal to income minus expenditure. Income minus expenditure is known as savings. This capital sector refers to the saving and investment activities. It include the transaction of banks, insurance companies, financial houses and other agencies like non-financial banking system. Agencies of the money market, they are not included under the firms. So this agency merely provide the financial assistance to the industrial to production activity. While assessing the sectoral contribution like agriculture sector, industrial sector and the service sector to the GDP, the economy is divided into three, namely primary, secondary and tertiary sector. And next we will move to the national income and welfare. Next we will move to the national income and welfare. What is the relations between national income and welfare? National income is considered as an indicator of economic well-being of a particular country. The economic progress of countries is measured in the terms of GDP. The economic progress of particular country is measured in terms of their GDP per capita and their annual growth rate. A country with a higher per capita income is supposed to enjoy the greater economic welfare. For example, USA, Japan, Singapore, these are the countries that receive more high per capita income. So the particular Singapore, China, America people, they are enjoying more comfortable life with the highest standard of living. But the rise of GDP per capita income need not always promote the economic welfare. The per capita income is an indication of economic welfare suffer from limitations. Because when we are expecting more per capita income, we will use more natural resources. And next we will move to what are the limitations of the national income and welfare of the people. The first point is the economic welfare depends upon the composition of goods and services. You already know because earlier we discussed the definition of national income means the total value of goods and services produced in a particular year at a particular period of time in a particular country. That is known as the national income, and the economic welfare depends upon the goods and services. The greater proportion of capital goods over consumer goods, the improvement of the welfare will not be lesser. Similarly, the production of luxury goods like a gold, a diamond, a car, it means the rich classes only. Particular products reach only the rich class. The poor people, they are affected always. And the next point is the higher GDP gross domestic product with the greater environmental hazards. For example, when we are give the importance to industrial sector, simultaneously the industrial sector will affect the natural resources and it will create the environmental pollution also. That means the environmental hazards such as air, water and soil pollution will be compared to economic welfare, the pollution will more. And the third point is the production of war goods. So war goods means satellites, recent weapon, advanced technology. So when we are give the importance to war goods, we will show the increase in the output of a particular country, but it not we give the importance to welfare. And the fourth point is an increase in the per capita income. Per capita income means national income divided into population. The increase in the per capita income may be due to the employment of women and children. For example, the family consists of 4 members. Okay, the 4 members, they are joined together, even head of the family and wife and 2 children. So they are joined together and work together and get more per capita income. But the children's and women's forcing to work for long hours, that is overtime, but it will not promote economic welfare. They are affected by sick or diseases. Finally, therefore, the physical quality life index (PQLI) is considered better indicator of economic welfare. Earlier, the national income is not showing the original value of economic welfare. Here, physical, how the people they are living comfortable and a good standard of living. It is known as physical quality life index. It is only the tools for showing the economic welfare. It includes standard of living, life expectancy at birth and literacy level of particular country. And next we will move to national income and erosion of the national wealth. The national income and erosion of national wealth. For achieving higher GDP, large natural resources are being depleted or damaged or more usage. This means the reduction of potential for future growth is very minimum. Hence, it is suggested that while assessing the national income, loss of natural resources should be subtracted from national income. When we are increase the national income, simultaneously our natural resources are damaged or depleted. And next we will move to the national income in terms of US dollars. When Indian national income expressed in terms of US, not only in India, most of the Asian countries national incomes are measured in the terms of US dollars, except Singapore. The farmer, it will very low because the currency value of India and USA is very low. But in recent times, the purchasing power parity (PPP) method is adopted. India looks better. Our Indian national income compared to US dollars, it is better. And next we will move to the social and the environmental cost. While producing the economic goods, many environmental and social burdens are also generated. Hence, they also must be considered while emerging national income. The summary of the second lesson is the national income of a country describes the economic performance of production of the country. The economics, planners, government and businessmen and international agencies like IMF, World Bank, etc. use national income data to analyze for the economic countries growth, the economic growth of particular country. So the level of, and also it will help the level of employment, level of education, level of standard of living, level of health condition in the particular country. So without national income, we cannot measure economic growth of the country. Students, next class we will move to the very interesting concept. Not only in India, all the countries in the world, they are facing the problem now that is known as unemployment. For example, recent example is now the COVID-19 virus spread all over the world. Most of the youngsters, scientists, IT professionals, they are losing their jobs because of the epidemic situation. So next class we will move to the very interesting concept, that is unemployment. Thank you.